One in the.
What's up? I'm Victor. This is
Yo, I'm Rob.
we're going to be doing a review on an AK from Rifle Dynamics and another AK from Century Arms.
Century Arms.
They've been checked and cleared. Safety's on. Bolt is back. No live ammunition. The price points between these vary, but the owner of this AK starting price is $2,050 with the options that he got with it, which were a trigger, the side rail, the old Mac, Ultimate rail,
yeah,
and the Holosun optic. It runs out to roughly like another $1,000 worth of options with the muzzle brake at the end, which is pinned.
They gave this AK a very small muzzle brake. It's really nice, pretty. But this AK basically retails for 800. You'll find it between 800 and 900. It does not come with the Ultimac rail. It does not even have that option. You have to do that yourself. But it's a really good standard AK. Basic entry level. Hasn't jammed or anything when it was fired. You want to say anything about it?
Yeah, it fired really nice. The only difference
No trigger mods on it like that one.
The only difference is that it's already been cleared, and just to point in a safety direction, which right now the place of least damage is the floor, so we're just gonna pull the trigger. No live ammo, but we already shot these, and this trigger is like really light.
Yeah, it's a very light trigger, and this is a stock, trigger. It's very mushy, and takes a while to get it to work.
Yeah,
to get there.
I'm a big 1911 guy. I like my 1911s, and the triggers of the 1911s are so crisp, and you feel that wall. And my only complaint about this AK is like when you pull the trigger, like it's really hard to feel the wall. Like you can't really, like you don't feel it. Like it's just there. And with this AK, and again, yes, it's been safety checked already. There's no live ammunition. The safety's a little weird on this one. Place of least damage. There's no live ammunition. But you can feel it. Like, I don't know if you can agree.
This was basically what he's trying to say is that this trigger is way more sensitive than that one. Like, this is a stock trigger, and he added a competition trigger, which is gonna be way more responsive than your stock. I mean, this is only like what, $900, almost $1,000 in total with all the paperwork done. It's a Century Arms vska, I guess they call it. vska. It just has a redwood. It came in redwood. That's about it. I mean, and he put, what's it called, really expensive. How much was this trigger alone?
I don't know. We have to check on the website.
You have to check on the website. We can cut it.
But like it's a give and take, because with that trigger, like if you have your sights aligned, you don't have to worry about pulling the trigger. You just like essentially just rest your finger on the trigger and just pull it slightly, and you fire already.
I don't know where that configuration is. Oh yeah, there's another thing that I noticed about
Safety.
the AK is that these materials are very light and very light compared to the vska.
Mhm.
Very light. This is one hefty motherfucker compared to this.
It's tune action, bolt carrier and trigger group. But
It doesn't state the price.
no, it doesn't say surprise. They just comments like Rifle Dynamics is a reputable rifle manufacturer, and they do like top notch quality when it comes to AK. I think between them and what's the other company? Medium Defense.
I don't know.
They're like the best in the U.S. And as far as California, like at the time, right, I believe the owner told me that Rifle Dynamics was the only company making AKs for California of that quality, because Vizsla was, and again, like the Vizsla is like a very light, very heavy gun, but I don't think it's that much of a difference. Like once you're out there shooting it, like you don't really feel it, do you?
No, not really. I mean, you don't really feel it. Well, to someone who complains about 8Ks and 7.62s being too heavy, it will be too hefty for them. But for someone who actually enjoys the AK platform, they won't really feel a difference. I feel like they'll enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
And like it's a give and take, because like with this AK, like it's a bit heavier, so like recoil will be a lot less. This one's a little bit lighter, like you'll feel it more. But overall, I believe that's a wonderful AK. Like I wouldn't mind owning that one at all. Like if it was the only AK a California owner could own, like it's just fine. Like it works, it shoots, it's pretty accurate. Like that's another thing that the internet complains that, oh, like AKs are not accurate, AKs are not accurate, or the Vizsla Century Arms, they're not accurate, they suck.
Yeah, they would say that Century Arms would jam a lot and they had issues, and that the stock would fall. Maybe in the older models, like
when they first came out,
like when they were first with them, like maybe 10 years ago, that it was a thing. But like now they've got their together and their weapons are together. They don't fall apart.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like in the early stages, like they messed up and they put like really crappy products out there, and now they're like suffering the repercussions on it.
I feel like they're making it better. Yeah, reputation thing.
But like right now, they're making it. I think right now it's like the best AK that they can make, and like we shot both of them.
I think I was holding a Riley Defense AK-47 at a gun shop, going and choosing the this one.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would tell you to go with a Riley Defense one, but I think it was actually cheaper, and it was rattling. Like I would pick it up and that thing would rattle. I don't know what the hell like was loose in there. It felt weird. It felt cheap, like a toy.
Yeah, and like,
and the Century Arms vska feels like solid motherfucker. You know, like I didn't tie in anything on it. You know, I just cleaned it. That's about it.
And like. One thing, I don't think they come with this script from the factory.
It doesn't.
I think this is a modification that the stores do, like to make them California compliant. But this grip, amazing, like way better than this Rifle Dynamics AK.
It's like a pistol. It's like a pistol grip with a fin, and that one, it has like an angle to it.
Yeah, a 45-degree angle. And it feels like a lot more stable. Like it feels like an actual rifle, like one that California will be happy with. The only thing I will add for both of these is a thumb rest. Like a thumb rest will make a big difference on both these rifles.
Yeah, because when you're shooting this thing, bro, your thumb's kind of just floating, like off, just kind of hanging. Don't really know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And you can use your thumb for recoil support in general. You know, that would help a lot, you know?
So the Vortex Light is the one that the owner put on this AK. It works pretty well.
It's a Venom. It's a Vortex Venom.
Yeah.
Mini reflex sight. It retails for like $230, around there. It's not the best option for an AK-47, but it works. But it works. You know, you can hit targets, and that's what you want.
And the small window, like you don't really notice it. Like once you're shooting and you're like pointing at your target, like you don't notice that. That's a small little window. Like The only thing that I would say is that
Kinda
they should put a riser on it so you can use the iron sights as well.
Yeah. The other mod that this owner did, he did the Picatinny rail right here, the Ultimac, and I think he bought this for like 120, or like I think it was under $100 actually. It was like $90.
Oh shoot, that's
Yeah.
not bad.
And he just had to do some milling on the bottom, this right here on the inside, and just smashed it in with a mallet, with a rubber mallet, and it works.
Like it's not hard. Like what is it, like 4 screws?
Yeah.
Like yeah, like they're not hard modifications. Like anybody like on the weekend and some YouTube knowledge how-to videos or some reading on forums, I'm pretty sure you could
If
figure
you
it
can't
out.
do that mod yourself, you shouldn't own a gun in general. You probably can't take it apart.
If you don't have arthritis,
it's that simple. You know that.
If you have arthritis, we forgive you. Or you're older, like you probably shouldn't be modding your gun. But if you're young and healthy and you have somewhat of a brain, if you don't know how to change an Ultimac rail, like maybe you shouldn't own a gun.
This one is a lot more like on the higher side of the price, but it did come with the Ultimac rail, and it's painted though. It's like a gloss black finish. It's really nice. It looks really good, and on camera it probably looks like a really shiny car. And on this one, it just didn't like come with like a color or anything in general. It was just like,
yeah.
What would you call that? Like matte?
It's just matte.
Carbon,
Satin.
black carbon or some
The satin finish.
Satin finish. It almost looks like dust, like smoke dust.
One thing about the muzzle brakes, one thing I like about this one that it came with, is that you can remove it. Like there's a pin in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go. I have to hold it. There you go.
You actually gotta spin it like you're tightening it, and it comes off.
Oh, it's a reverse thread?
It's a reverse threading for some reason. Muzzle brake, beautiful muzzle brake. Doesn't feel cheap at all.
No, yeah, it's quality. Like it's like top notch Louis Vuitton quality. Like nah, but like it's like metal. It's not gonna break. You can throw this out a window and it'll break.
You could like go around falling and tripping on rocks and falling, and like this won't fall off your AK. You'll still be able to shoot straight, and you'll still be able to hit shit.
And it's a rifle barrel too. It's not smooth bore.
Warning! We're gonna show you the tip of this so you can see the threading. All right, don't get all panicking on us because we're aiming guns at a camera. You piss boys,
You already
pissy
checked.
boys.
They're empty.
Look at that beautiful threading right there. Look, sky's the limit.
Yeah, and like that's the advantage of this. Because like if they ever change the laws in California where you can like suppress guns, it'll be nice. Like you already have it there as opposed to the rifle dynamics where it's pinned. Like you have to get it pressed and take it to a gunsmith, and they're got to do all that work.
I kind of find it funny that they did it that way, because I mean it's legal to have a threaded barrel, but
they're just part of paranoid because like California is special.
It depends, huh? It's weird. I think you can unthread this, bro. I think it's just funky.
You have to like press the pin out.
I don't know how to do that.
Some gunsmith will probably like tell you how to do it. Let's check out the internals.
I'll take this one apart.
So like the safety mechanism on this AK, like it feels a little bit more rough. All right, so the internals of both guns. So if you look at both of them, there's a rifle dynamics internals. The vska, we could take out the bolt to get a better look at it.
Zoom out so you can see everything.
Yeah, you can see the internals. It's just kind of tricky with the bolt in there.
And can you get both bolt carriers? So like, look at the bolt carriers. The bolt, it looks a little bit dusty, but his bolt carrier is actually painted like gloss black. Really nice finish. Let me actually get that bolt carrier out for you guys. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's just shiny and clean. It's a little dirty, but it's just a clean gloss black bolt carrier. And on the other side, we got over here is an industrial looking ass bulk carrier.
But then again, like, it works.
I mean, it does. It works. But you know, a little luxury ain't never hurt nobody. It does have some weight reduction grooves. I'm sure this has to do because they had to reduce some weight because this is a hefty ass motherfucker. I don't know what the hell they made this shit out of, but this is really hefty compared to this. So that's why there's cuts probably in it.
If you had to, like, guess, what's the weight difference?
Oh Jesus Lord, I'm terrible at that shit, bro. It's way heftier than that. Just try it, way.
Oh yeah, like this would probably be like 1 pound, and this would probably be like 1.5 pounds.
A little bit more, way.
It's not twice the amount of weight, but it is significantly.
Like
it is significantly heavier, and I think what helps too.
They had to compensate, bro, by adding slides.
Yeah.
You tell me if that's not heavy.
And I think because this is painted, like since it's painted, like it might be a little bit smoother, like aerodynamics, and this feels like more rough. Like you can see some grooves or some like cast. It looks like it's casting in it. And this looks like it's probably made out of like machine something.
I was actually looking into what the vska was made out of, or how it was made.
Yeah.
I think it was casted with a specific type of metal. I'm not too sure.
Let's check the inside of it. Just basic AK stuff.
Looks really well made.
Yeah, it's solid. Like all the pins are there, nice and flat. Like, there's nothing. Like if you shake it, like there's nothing like slouching.
It feels like a solid ass gun for $800.
Here's the red dot from the Vortex. Which it's fine. Like I shot this, like it shoots pretty damn accurate. The Holosun has options whether you want the circle or the little single dot. The cool thing about the Holosun is that it's
How much was that one?
I think it was like, I don't even know how much the owner paid for it. I think, don't they retail for like $500?
Damn.
But what's cool about it has the shake awake. So like once you pick it up, it turns on by itself, and it's solar panel, and that helps too.
Solar powered.
Solar powered, yeah. What's interesting about the vska is that there's a barcode in it. Century's Arms 762.
This is their new production, so these were barely just made I believe this year.
Yeah, the owner just got it this year. And like this Rifle Dynamics AK. The markings on the side. There's the Angel. I believe it's called the Angel of Death.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Looks beautiful. Look at that shiny Ultimac, shiny finish. And then look at this heavy duty industrial Ultimac with like, we got no logo right here, but we got the vska logo right there, which I think it looks really sexy. I love the font they used for it.
The one thing about this Ultimac on the vska that the owner got aftermarket, it has like some holes like to breathe, or I don't know what it's for.
It has ventilation holes, weight reduction holes. You can call them whatever you want.
But the owner of the Rifle Dynamics AK doesn't come with that. And this is all option from factory. Like if you go to Rifle Dynamics website, like you just put like I want the Ultimac.
It's probably because they actually probably bought a lot of bulk of the older models, and they probably still have them in stock and selling them. Well, Ultimac literally just brought these out not too long ago.
Because like you look at the model numbers, is it M1 B or 6? It's right here,
M1B.
B, and this one's the M2B.
Yeah, it's a newer model.
So it's probably the newer model.
It literally just added some breather holes, and that's about it.
But also the front sight is attached to the Ultimac. And while the M2, the Ultimac is attached to the gas block, and the sight is up front.
That's due to the fact that the gas block is
The sight as
on
well.
the sight.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to do much with the Ultimac. That has to do more with the AK-47s.
Yeah, and like there's pros and cons. Like with the shorter sight radius, you could line up your sights faster and shoot faster, but you lose a little bit of long range according to science. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not sure how factual is that. But the longer the sight radius, the
If you
more
don't hit-
accurate
If
you
you
are.
don't hit the target, you weren't meant to live, so you don't even trip about it.
Freaking Robert.
And yeah, look, so you do use this, that you don't have, what is this called?
On the side rail.
You don't have the rail right here, which,
And these are all options that the owner got from Rifle Dynamics. And I think that's the biggest advantage from Rifle Dynamics is that you can just pick what you want. Like, I want this, I want that. You don't have to go trouble of going to the gunsmith or drilling out rivets and re-riveting stuff to your gun. Like, it's all done from the factory. So you have that luxury of not having to mess with your stuff.
I believe there is a Century Arms out there that has a rail, but this was not an option. It just didn't have that option.
Like, it all comes down to like what's in your budget, and like this works just beautiful. You can get whatever you have on that AK, you can get it and put on this AK. It just gotta take a little bit of elbow grease of like figuring out how everything works, how it's gonna get put together. That's all it really comes down to. But I hope this video was informational enough for you if you're deciding what AK to get, or if it's worth getting the $2,000 AK versus like an $800-900 AK. In my opinion, if it was up to me and I was buying an AK, I'll go with the vska. How about you, Rob?
Look, it's your first gun. You know, it depends what type of person you are. If you have the money to spend, then I highly recommend something like this, because it you know, well, for an entry gun, if you buy that one, you'll know what you will want in a gun, because if you buy a lot of accessories off the bat and wasting $2,000, you might not like these accessories. So it's better to waste money on something that's like $800, and then you're gonna know what you're gonna want in the gun, and then you could later seek out for something more expensive. But it's up to the person, honestly.
If you had one gun, like you can only buy one rifle, like
In California or some stupid like that.
just in general, like if you can only own one AK,
Yeah.
and it was down to these two, which one would you pick?
Probably this one.
The Rifle Dynamics one?
Yeah.
Because you got all those options. For me, like I'll stick with the vska. Like they both shoot. They don't jam up. They work fine. The iron sights work good.
When we went to go shoot that red one, it didn't jam up once, right?
No, it didn't jam up once.
And
neither did that one.
How many mags did we try with this one?
We tried. I lost count.
Probably like 3 different mags.
3 different mags, yeah. And same thing with the Rifle Dynamics. Like price points, like if you have the money and you just want to buy like a really expensive gun, do it. But like if you're on a budget or like you don't want to spend a lot of money,
Be that flexer.
yeah. How would you compare it to? Like I'll say like this is like a Toyota Corolla, and that'll be like a Mercedes Benz.
No, I feel like that's different.
No.
Let's see. It has to be. They're AK-47, so it has to be the same. I say.
It's a Volkswagen. That's an Audi.
I say. Oh. This is probably a Civic Type R, and then this is a Civic SI that's tuned. You know, in a car world. You know, it's not your basic Civic. It doesn't. It has it like.
The one who put the Ultimac rail on it.
Not just that it just outperforms a little bit. You know that this outperforms a little bit more than it should for the price, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
$800 for a gun that shoots well, that won't jam up. Like I think that's pretty well. Like I spend more money on guns that do jam up, and that's a heartbreaker too when you pay like $600, $800 for a rifle, a shotgun, or a handgun, and it starts giving you problems. That's a kick in the groin, because that's hard-earned money. That's like right now in today's economy, in 2021, that's like what, like 2 weeks of pay, 1 week of pay. on a full-time job or part-time job.
How much?
$800. That's a week of your life.
If you're working minimum wage, that's about a week. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a week of your life for a gun, and you don't have that much money. Like a gun that doesn't works will kick your ass, but they both work fine.
Yeah, if you want something for fun, get that one. If you want something for more serious, if you already have an AK and you're just looking to see what's in
you want to do competitions and stuff.
This gun is so much lighter. Like honestly, I mean I'm not gonna around and be like, oh my gun is heavy when I'm going around with it. But like this gun is so much lighter, and it's just astonishing how light it is.
End of the world scenario, you won't complain about either one.
Nope.
End of the world. Like you're not say, oh my gun is like 2 pounds heavier.
I have the luxury to complain though. So
you go the other route.
This is America. We can complain about what we want.
Yeah. All right. I hope this video was informational. We'll catch you guys next time.